Hello everyone, welcome to session 8. In this session, we are going to learn the sudden closure of valve and pipe is elastic if the pipe material is elastic. In previous session, we discussed about sudden closure of valve and pipe is rigid. The sketch will be remain same, but here only the material of pipe is elastic. Consider the pipe AB in which water is flowing as shown in figure. Let the thickness T of the pipe wall is small compared to the diameter D of the pipe, and also let the pipe is elastic. Let E is equal to modulus of elasticity of the pipe material. 1 by m is equal to Poisson's ratio for pipe material. P is equal to increase of pressure due to water hammer. T is equal to thickness of pipe wall. D is equal to diameter of the pipe. When the valve is closed suddenly, a wave of high pressure of intensity P will be produced in the water. Due to this high pressure of P, circumferential and longitudinal stress in the pipe wall will be produced. Let Ft is equal to longitudinal stress in pipe, Fc is equal to circumferential stress in pipe. The magnitude of these stresses are given as Ft is equal to Pd by 4t and Fc is equal to Pd by 2t. Now from the knowledge of strength of material, we know strain energy stored in pipe material per unit volume. This equals to 1 by 2E into Ft square plus Fc square minus 2 Ft into Fc by m. This will be simplified and it will be now 1 by 2E into P square into D square by 16T square plus P square into D square by 4T square minus P square into D square by 4MT square. Taking 1 by m is equal to 1 by 4, that is nothing but Poisson's ratio. So the strain energy stored in pipe material per unit volume is equal to P square into D square by 8 ET square. So the total volume of the pipe material is equal to pi D into T into L. So total strain energy stored in the pipe material is equal to strain energy per unit volume into total volume. That is equal to P square into pi D to the power 3 into L by 8 ET. This will be simplified into P square into A into DL by 2 ET, because pi D square by 4 is equal to cross sectional area of the pipe, that is A. Now loss of kinetic energy of water is equal to 1 by 2 into me square is equal to 1 by rho into A into L into V square, because m is equal to rho into A into L. Gain of strain energy in water is equal to half into P square by K into volume, that equals to 1 by 2 into P square by K into AL. Then loss of kinetic energy of water is equal to gain of strain energy in water plus strain energy stored in pipe material. So half into rho into AL into V square is equal to half into P square by K into AL plus P square into A into DL by 2 ET divided by AL commonly. For entire equation, it becomes rho V square by rho V square is equal to P square into 1 by K plus D by ET. Finally, the equation P square is equal to V into square root of rho by 1 by K plus D by ET. This is the final equation for the condition that if pipe material is elastic. Next topic is pipe network. Here you can see the pipes are connected. You can find different nodes. It is also called as junction. If two lines or two pipe lines are joining at a particular point, that will be called as junction or node. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 nodes. Totally 9 nodes are here. This is the entry point at A. This is the flow out point, that is D. You can see here. A pipe network is an interconnected system of pipes forming several loops or circuits. The pipe network is shown in figure. The examples of such networks of pipe are the municipal water distribution systems in cities and laboratory supply system. In such system, it is required to determine the distribution of flow through the various pipes of the network. The following are the necessary conditions for any network of pipes. First one, the flow into each junction must be equal to the flow out of the junction. This is due to continuity equation. Second one, the algebraic sum of head losses round each loop must be 0. This means that in each loop, the loss of head due to flow in clockwise direction must be equal to loss of head due to flow in anti-clockwise direction. Third one, the head loss in each pipe is expressed as HF is equal to R into Q to the power N. The value of R depends upon the length of the pipe, diameter of the pipe and coefficient of friction of pipe. The value of N for turbulent flow is 2. We know that HF is equal to 4 into F into L into V square by 2 GD. This will be simplified. V is equal to Q by A. Substitute here. Finally, we arrive R into Q to the power 2. So N is equal to 2. This head loss will be positive when the pipe is a part of loop and the flow in the pipe is clockwise. Generally, the pipe network problems are difficult to solve analytically, hence the methods of successive approximations are used. Hardy-Cross method is one such method which is commonly used in the pipe network. Next is Hardy-Cross method. The procedure for Hardy-Cross method is as follows. First one, in this method, a trial distribution of discharges is made arbitrary but in such a way that continuity equation is satisfied at each junction. That is Q is equal to AV. At each junction, the first junction, it is denoted as Q1 is equal to A1 into V1. Similarly, junction 2, junction 3, junction 4, junction 5, etc. With the assumed values of Q, the head loss in each pipe is calculated according to equation. Now, consider any loop or circuit. The algebraic sum of head losses round each loop must be 0. This means that in each loop, the loss of head due to flow in clockwise direction must be equal to the loss of head due to flow in anti-clockwise direction. Fourth one, now calculate the net head loss around each loop considering the head loss to be positive in the clockwise flow and to be negative in anti-clockwise flow. If the net head loss due to assumed values of Q round the loop is 0, then the assumed values of Q in that loop is correct. But if the net head loss due to assumed values of Q is not 0, then the assumed values of Q are corrected by introducing a correction delta Q for the flows till the circuit is balanced. The correction factor delta Q is obtained by this equation minus delta of R into Q to the power 0 to the power N divided by summation of R into N into Q suffix 0 to the power N minus 1. For turbulent flow, the value of N is equal to 2 and hence above correction factor becomes like this. That is minus algebraic sum of R into Q suffix 0 to the power 2 divided by summation of 2R into Q to the Q 0. Fifth one, if the value of delta Q comes out to be positive, then it should be added to the flows in the clockwise direction and subtracted from the flows in the anti-clockwise direction. Some pipes may be common to two circuits, then the two corrections are applied. Seventh, last one, after the corrections have been applied to each pipe in a loop and to all loops, a second trial calculation is made for all loops. The procedure repeated till delta Q becomes negligible. This ends session 8 and module 5. Thank you.